这次比较好打吧？
嗯，但是也是死了几次。你是约翰？
上次你站好打很久。
我很意外，我不知道那是你的太太。那个地区的西部被巨大的郊游给覆盖。在过去就是原杰市，是最远的最后一个文明堡垒。用你的丘比特连接器连接到那以后，看若网络就遍布整个大陆。我们需要把它带到安全带回来。新人的实验室。
Sam, I'd like for you to bring me a few things. First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you don't misplace them. Second, Mama's corpse. Her body shows no signs of necrosis, and I, for one, would like very much to know the reason why.
我们可能更详细的研究到一些重要资讯，有专门克服死亡搁浅。你没有多少时间了。那我可能要再多带几个工具。
All right, Sam.
交给你了，Sam。
Take care of her. And don't worry, she won't go necro.
马林根很特别。
special. Be funny if these ha of ours ended up being the
又是阿姆
变
吗？
成拯救大家的关键。
Edison ZZ.
困。
呀哈。
是妈妈。
是妈妈。 等待丘比特连接器，连接吧。加温垫。你带着遗体进入实验室。
而且配送低温货品时还会造成损伤。
他应该是在帮东西保温的吧？附身倒数，说要等他附身。需要一些时间。还有30秒。倒数10秒。
那是用来帮山姆保温的，可是太耗电，反而不好用。
准备电击，请勿靠近。他用暂时的死亡去见他的家人。
Well, you certainly caught me with my pants down. Glad you could make it, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please lay her down there. Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes.
21分钟停止一次。
I spend 3 minutes on the beach, and then return. 60 deaths and 60 resurrections per day. 60 opportunities to search the beach for my departed family.
我就知道。
This is how I live. This is my life. So, while you've traveled to and from the sea an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549. I see myself in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of my heart. The doctors called it myocardial cordiphobia.
新型心肌梗塞。
Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see Hartwent's heart-shaped heart? No, you really should.
不行，你分开不可。
It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them, day after day after day.
Oh, so you could say goodbye?
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Hartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation.
Oh? 为何躲开?
A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing you were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, dead man?
It appears to be an umbilical cord. Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize, and an umbilical cord connected to the beach. These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
继续给赞。
I apologize if our conversation gets cut short.
我等一下
I
停
must
止，
go back to the beach and look for my wife and child.
时间快到了。
One person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them. Even if my every visit raises new
他摸得
questions,
很爽。
我会
I'll have
得
my
到
answers one day.
要的答案。
One day.
3 minutes.
啊，之后还可以一直摸。
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do
刚刚
World
被
War
喝
era
醒。
soldiers wander the
对
beach
啊。
a century after they fell?
等我离开，他还可以尽情摸
Normally
啊
the。souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side. But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain, if these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise
又
to
是
an
老板，好扯
altogether
哦。
different beach, a collective purgatory for an
就用
army
王
of
者
the
大
damned.
军共有的炼狱。
又是客村机器人，好扯哦。
Clifford
克里
Unger.
夫·昂格，
His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest. Please proceed to a safe
请移动到安全的地点。
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling the strings? Pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here.
一个是把他们带过来。
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the
我
beach.
不小
not in
心
the
拨
scene.
到滑鼠，电
那
脑的
交接就不
休眠
是了
取消，然后就是游戏的声音，把我喝醒。
We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
插 D，
还顺便丢一个沙漏。好吧，
把滑鼠炸了 ，Cap。
我还有什么东西可以看的？我不能趁现在偷摸码码吗？为什么山姆你坐在椅子上可以看到360度正后方？告诉我为什么？其实你不是坐在椅子上，对不对？
有很多可以看，你要找。
我已经觉得他不是坐在椅子上。BT 印象，原来这样子哦。古董黑胶唱片机，艺术家 BT 募集2。妈妈也不能仔细看啊，可以耶。妈妈的遗体也可以看。好像没有了耶。准备电击，请勿靠近。
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit roughly into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films? You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a
全都是能在21分钟内看完的东西。20分钟的爱。
Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me.
赞。
As it happens, I've read about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident too. I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city.
动心脏手术。
When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the void outs. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach.
在明汤上刑。
The people who died in the 2 void outs were there. What happened? What's going on?
I
saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait! Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please, don't go! The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart, but it's also the reason I'll see them again someday. It defines me. I am Hartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others. I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though, even when my heart stops, the pain
他又哭了，
lingers.
一直哭，
You have any family photographs, Sam?
找家人。
Pity.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a prepper-owned station in this
可
area.
以带我末日准备者。
Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning, one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network. Amelie proposed we establish our research
研
posts
究据点
along
3个。
this belt. Despite a worldwide search, this is the only area known to contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period, when the dinosaurs died out. The assumption being that the last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the Earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to survive our predicament. Certainly,
当然，
that
杨美
was
爱在
Amelie's
行程
hope
队
as
是抱
part
着
of
这
the
些。
advanced team when she assigned our backup team here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the
肚
future.
子饿了，
She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up.
我要把你关成静音。
Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming
你这样子
many
来
of
得
my
及3分钟内
colleagues,
讲
as
完
well as a
吗？
chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network.
我去找杨
Then
美丽。
go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
原来他把自己的房间设定成这样了。
Don't worry about him, Sam. The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you. 帮他计时。
不错，哪边都能当。
竟然扣除了我20个赞。再给我20个赞。哎呀，你连死亡都可以给我点赞啊！
Sam, you heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal. Our ultimate objective in this region
建立一
is
个
to
中
build
继
a
站。
replacement for a way station that was lost to the tar. The first step is to put a shelter with our scientists on the chiral network. Now, we don't know the first thing about Emily's status or what Higgs is up to.
任何人的目的
That's
都
a
不知道
concern。for us as much as you. But we won't know more until we get to Edge Knot City. And that means connecting this region first. You should start with the geologist and the paleontologist. The latter's holding something for the
地质学家、
biologist, so
古生物
I
学
recommend
家
you， save her for last.
还有衍生物学
That way
家
you。can finish the delivery and link up the final site in
晶
one go.
片你要自
Once
己
all
找
clear on
对
the
吧？
grid, come back here. Then we can get to work on the replacement for that
晶
false
片
way
哦，
station.
晶片的话之后再回来补吧。
A geologist of ours has been studying fossils as part of his research into prehistoric extinction events. He's been out there conducting excavations for a while now and has begun to suffer the effects of chiral contamination. No doubt the
可能
results
是因为
of
我要使
excessive
长期铺在开
有
幕
些要
物之中
剧。情过了才会出
Until the site
现
is。properly decontaminated, his work can't proceed. Nor will his health improve. So we need you to bring him some chiralium scrubbing agents.
团队正在调查地层，年代可以追溯到白垩纪末期。
The time of the infamous mass extinction, which brought the reign of the dinosaurs to a close, leaving small mammals to inherit the Earth. It's the most recent of the Big Five, and one of the largest mass extinctions the world has ever seen. In any event, our team found something truly remarkable. Can you guess what it was? A fossil.
化石名摊。
If that is indeed what it is, then he has made a tremendous discovery. Therefore, Sam, it is essential that you deliver those chiralium scrubbing agents as soon as possible.
One more
还有
thing,
一件
Sam.
事，
For this run, you'll be transporting an antimatter bomb.
反物质炸弹。
Bridges' paleontologist working on a dig says he needs it. Apparently, the fossils he wants to study are buried deep beneath tar, and the only way he can get to them is by blowing it wide open. Now, hopefully, I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling high-yield explosives. But in case I do, make sure you keep that container in one piece, no matter what.
Sam Bridges. Oh,
布乔斯。
I was worried you might not get here in time, but then I've done nothing but worry of late.
精神不
I've
灵
been。haunted by those visions you doom sufferers see. That end of day stuff. I
我以为只是太累才会造成噩梦，从来没想过会是开诺无污染。
occurred to me. It's just lucky we caught it before the suicidal stage. Dying's not an option. My research is nowhere near complete. It's not just my life you're saving here. It's my life's work.
可惜东西不是送这，你还要走段路。
嗯
Thank you.
，Thank you。 OK 啦。 200快递员，其他项目50。哦，对了，没错，那就麻烦你了。来吧。你要连接反物质，反物质还没连接。雷塔欸，攀爬柱等级2。就这样子，我成为了 UCA 一份子，可以取得丰富历史研究资料了。
Studying this fossil beach should be a good deal easier now. Assuming I can prove once for all that that's what it is. Honestly, though, I'm just excited I can finally share these findings with everyone. Can you believe I found chiral deposits in strata dating back 65.5 million years? Evidence of
证明古代曾经发生死亡搁浅。
Chiral matter has existed on Earth since long before the dawn of man. This stratum is proof of that. Look at this, Sam. Do you see that black fissure there? We believe this is the source of the Chiralian readings. In the distant past, earthquakes
这边也丢一个滑索。
对啊。我们称呼这些地震化石。
Our fissure here is what one might term a fossil beach.
裂缝称为明炭化。
The presence of Chiralium in this of all strata cannot be a mere coincidence. It strongly suggests that beaches must have appeared during the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. And not just then. The chiral network has recovered data suggesting that similar fossil beaches were discovered in strata corresponding to other extinction events too.
这表示5次大灭绝和其他灭绝事件都与明滩出现有关。
In expanding the chiral network, you've helped us glimpse a pattern in these scattered points of data. You've furthered our individual research projects and ensured that it is only a matter of time before we recover all we have lost and solve every mystery that remains. But this is only the beginning. See this through, Sam, and there's no telling what we might learn.
因为我带着反物质大弹，不敢做这种事。一个失误，我就又爆炸了。无法想象我怎么办到的。没有，我大部分的剧都是用滑索滑过来的。
然后快到10倍小石头半岛跟住反物质爆了。
我的工作时可以建立开入网。你可以我可以开入，我可以连接了。然后接下来就剩下最后一个了。
独档滑第2次成功。小石头表示还敢下来中路啊！
氧气罩，血液手榴弹等级2。那为什么这边是空的？所以我的右手边还有一区。
Anyway, as it turns out, Sam Bridges, I have a favor to ask. A local porter was on his way here with something very valuable, but dropped it on.
有个重要东西弄丢了，2亿年化石的巨石。
Almost as if it were still alive. He apparently stumbled across it in a boulder field, which
obviously been hidden beneath a glacier, but that's not the half of it. The man claims this ammonite.
鱼石还有几代？
An umbilical cord. Color me skeptical, but the specimen merits study, and I wasn't about to leave such delicate work to an amateur. So I asked him to carve out the whole surrounding chunk of rock and bring it here to me. Naturally, I wanted to compare it with contemporary specimens in the vicinity, which is why I had him excavate a number of those in addition to the one he told me about. But what does the dumb fuck go and do? He loses the whole shipment. Didn't even
真是笨到没有装
which container had the ammonite
装标示。
The cargo was supposedly lost in the area to the southwest, where toxic gases have
那里有毒气，慢慢增加的趋势。
Mr. Reliable claims his cargo scanner is broken, and there's no way he can recover the shipment. But you
难怪你这边可以做氧气罩，
to protect you against the fumes, I'll provide you with an oxygen mask.
你真的很会。
Be safe. You can pick it up when you accept the order.
That fossil could represent an apical
我还在想说氧气罩要干嘛？
There are examples of viviparous fish. An ammonite with an umbilical cord is unheard of. And if it is indeed 200 million
三叠纪末期的灭绝有关。
with the end Triassic extinction, another one of the big five. Could the umbilical cord be connected to the beach? We must recover that cargo at all costs. It could provide a vital clue to the mechanisms underpinning the Death Stranding. We're so close.
好
So
吧，
very close to grasping the true nature of the phenomenon. Hurry, Sam. We cannot risk.
看来要找回这一批菊石，才能找演化学家。那就接受订单吧。
You found it. Let me see. I have to see it. Oh my. It really is immaculately preserved. Uncannily even.
明明就那么近，你可以自己去捡啊，为什么不自己去捡？真的不知道该说什么了。谢谢你把遗失的货物
对头
找回来。
把绳枪给他，叫他自己去捡啊！
对啊，明明就那么近。
因为他是大肠啊，懒。
他比我还要懒。把菊石送去给他另外一个同事，他是衍生生物学家，演化生物学家。
She'd be eager to examine this particular specimen.
It's quite remarkable, and that's to your credit. To clarify, she has been studying how the tar may have influenced the development of various organisms. Accordingly, I would ask that you also recover the tar collectors deployed near
设置郊游收集
and
器。
deliver them along with the ammonite. It would be too dangerous for her to attempt to retrieve them herself, which is why we must impose upon you. By aiding her research, we may yet inch closer to unraveling the secrets of the Death Stranding. We've already made so much progress with the data recovered by the network. With your continued help, I know we can accomplish even more.
Impressed, Sam. Not many people would have.
并没有很多人愿意做这件事。是啊，没有很多
我
人愿
也是
意做这件事。
骑车、开车时懒得下车捡一两个东西。
嗯。 结果还是损伤了，天哪！为什么？为什么有一个损伤75%？因为开战前捡的那一个吗？可能是开战前捡的吧。
Now, connect me to the chiral network. That's where my studies will truly begin.
让我的研究才是真正开始。
有淋到雨就会损伤。
好，连上了，连上了。油弹发射器好像更猛了。我杀 BT 是我变更猛了。比方说，我相信交友 BT 与死亡擱浅有。
Both it and timefall are the defining features of the post-Stranding ecosystem. Sudden environmental changes, such as these, invariably lead to the extinction of organisms that fail to adapt. Those that do adapt do so by virtue of enhancers, the regions of DNA that grant successful organisms their advantages.
这也是我不爱捡物品的时候打 BT， 因为货物超容易损伤，影响评价啊！
真的。所以我刚刚把东西都先丢着。
These are the seeds of advancement and obsolescence. Such factors may lie dormant within us all, a choice waiting to be made for every being since the advent of life itself. If so, then ancient proof may hide.
我如果要打 BT， 我也会把我的货物先丢一边，只带上武器。
Thanks to you, I can now study the composition of the tar in greater detail.
不客
I'll
气。
make sure to share any interesting results with you later.
亲人。
Well done, Sam. You furthered our research into the Death Stranding in ways you cannot imagine. Thank you
再
again
次谢
for
谢你
bringing
把
me
妈妈的
Mama's
实际
body
跟那
as
颗
well
橘
as
子带
that
给我。
ammonite. Speaking of which, my analysis of its umbilical cord is proceeding apace. I've been comparing the data against some of our restored archives. Anyway, would you mind returning to my
你
lab?
可以回到我的实验室一趟。
Preparations are finally complete for the chiral relay integration.
说的这么简单
If you could collect the necessary materials for the restoration work and
好啦，是蛮简单的啦。
I would be most grateful.
新人，我回来了。
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time.
我们还有时
When you
间。
met with Mama, you experienced a strong antigen-antibody reaction, correct?
There was a BT in the room.
There was. But something else may have been
可能
causing
还有别的原因。
I've discovered large quantities of chiral matter in Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on our suits. It's in all her cells. Cells that are no longer active. The BT you encountered there was special. It was her child, but also her
但
own
同时也是
soul.
他的灵。
Somehow, her car and half failed to separate. They must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes, and there's more.
10 seconds to cardiac arrest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Dead Man. It came with the umbilical cord.
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were
你有
carrying,
权知道你运送了什么。
but I couldn't risk Die Hardman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget Strand. I removed it in
布
secret.
利基是特然的。
The cord wasn't attached to a fetus. It was outside her body. She asked me to take care of it. Said it was the key to unlocking the Death Stranding. But she insisted that I never tell the director.
core shows no sign of decomposition or necrotization. Almost as if it's frozen in time. I thought Hartman might be able to make sense of it, so I had it hidden with your cargo at Mountain Knot City.
Done.
Deadman's observations were accurate. It's just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean they share a very unique property.
连细胞都充满开若物
Both
质。
contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the president's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five. And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find chiralium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our death
死
stranding
亡搁浅说不定
just
是以前
be
发
the
生过很多
latest
次
of。many. The records and research you helped us to recover strongly suggest that we are in the middle of the 6th extinction.
6th extinction? Come on.
You know what this is, yes?
A frozen mammoth from 10,000 years ago.
Done.
Correct. And this?
The Iceman from
冰人
5,300 years ago.
Done.
They both had the same umbilical cords.
他们都有一样的脐带。
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles, but some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo-Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No. Only
是只有
mammals
哺
have
乳类把
umbilical
脐带用来
cords
生育。
used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand that then evolved over time. We shouldn't assume that everything about a death stranding is detrimental to life. Trilobites, ammonites,
鱼食、恐龙、
dinosaurs, the mammoth, the Iceman, all preserved as if frozen in time, all without exception, found with strands, which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the extinction entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact extinction entities. You see, Sam, EEs are connected to the beach via their strands, and it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a death stranding.
So you're saying Bridget was an extinction entity?
It's far too soon to say anything for certain.
而且你已经
And
烧
since you burned
了
her
他的
body,
尸体。
we may never know.
Higgs said Amelie's an EE, that she doesn't have dooms like the rest of us.
Sam, think. Assume that
假设
President Strand was an EE. Isn't it possible that her daughter is too? At the very least, Higgs may hope as much now that the President is unavailable.
So he kidnaps her for EE powers or whatever to cause a mass extinction.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I doubt a single EE is powerful enough to cause a death stranding, assuming Amelie is an EE.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
Indeed. And we need to get her back as soon as possible.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Ah, this one is real.
这是真的了。
Go west.
往西边去吧。
How do you want me to handle Die Hardman?
With your customary reserve. Nothing good will come of him learning of our suspicions. Whatever else is going on, we still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures.
赞。新人真好笑。亚美丽。然后到了山姆。
哈哈哈，豆豆活该。
建好之后，用丘比特连接器让你连上。材料数量有限。
奇怪，都有扣款，
最
可是
困难的任
为啥
务。
都不能分享订阅？好差劲，我要去取消了。Bible DH。可是我的招式是避中不吃回避哦。
准备电击，请勿靠近。啊！说到中继站。
The site we have chosen was an original candidate for the way station we lost to the tar belt. Ironically, we suspended construction because we deemed
因为我们觉得那地方太不稳定，也不值得冒险。
But this time, it's our best shot. So let's hope we
所以希望当中中途变卦是错的。
Fortunately for us, the foundation we laid down is still intact. All you have to
我
do
唯一要做的就是把材料运到目的地，然后把东西盖好。
那去取消啊！
说不定你之后还会在每日一抽的里面抽到 AS 国王哦，然后你会因此再哭第二次。早知道我就选风补了。
别等于等于。 我觉得会哦。运气总是这样的。
好，我送出去。新人赞。
直接变成我天职担当一员。
一天死而复生60次，什么意思？
你越不想面对的，总是会发生。是。
我想说，我什么时候死这么多次？原来是新人啊！把转播器连上网。
Buy both them.
火哥。
一天死60次差低。
对啊。
我刚刚还在想你偷玩哦。还死那么多次。
因为新人每21分钟就会死一次，连上了，连上了。关评加3300 ，OK。这个区域已经连上看入网了，你可以看见并其他还有其他人的建筑物，我们就连在一起了。 就看到终点了，我们离亚美丽只差一步，美国重生只差一步。
Edgenut City awaits.
原杰斯等
The
着我。
staff we're sending will start by building a safe house. Over time, they'll expand their operations and establish a new facility. In doing so, they'll carry on the legacy of the brave souls lost to the tar. All thanks to you, Sam. Now, let's figure out how to get you across this tar belt.